Everybody out, the icy man is here. Hey, looking good, looking good. Here we are, look at these beautiful people, huh? The icy man is here. You go, my love, there you go. That's your color, that's your flavor.
All right, let's get this show started.
But it's not a podcast. Guest starring, I'm about to mention. But my name is Icy. Appreciate a round of applause. Round of applause. In case you say anything sus. All right, okay. Appreciate it. But we don't know how it's gonna go though. I'm not even in the hype mood like that today. Wow. Okay. All right, chill. But we don't know if this is going to be a success yet. All right. Hey, put your clothes back on. Come on. All right. Thank you. And we got a guest star today for this episode. I think it's the first time I'm announcing him, even though I've made about a couple of thousand failed episodes so far and binned them all. We've got our first official guest star, and I'd like to introduce Shia Lebouf.
Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that?
All right. You warm up to him. See, the issue is, Shia, is I'm kind of a big deal.
Oh yeah, they love it.
In this neck of the woods. Whereas you, little bit of a has-been. And that's fine. I think we're both grateful. It's a two-way street. We'll see how this goes. I can't really afford the overhead, so we really have to see how this goes. That's why I think it's quite like a probationary period for both of us. And I appreciate that you're keen.
Hey, thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here.
With that being said, I guess overall, and in this moment in time, exactly how you feeling?
Well, I'm looking to turn it up a bit. Trying to have a good night here. I'm trying to have a good time. I'm really done with this Lithuanian thing. What's going on?
I dig it. Like I said, just a little bit excited. We don't know how this is going to go. I think we should just be a little bit more... Now, do I know what this word means? No. But I think because it starts with a T as well, I'm going to go with trepidatious, and I'm going to feel like that is synonymous with timid. And the only reason is because they both begin with T. So I just want you to be just a little bit more trepidatious with things. All right, it's not about you. So we're going to move on now. I hope that's okay. Jump in when you need, get in where you fit in, pause, and let's just move on with the show. We've got things to address. So, this is interesting. I don't know how long this is going to take and how much of I'm going to need to edit. It's hilarious that I think I can do a 20-minute, but it's not a podcast. Because there's two options here. We have... it's going to be awful and 20 minutes or less. Or it's going to be an hour and a half and it's going to be, aight. I don't care. Another thought I had was okay, so when COVID kicked off and stuff, I kind of decided to use that as an opportunity to just step away from being active on social media and music and putting stuff out. Because I ultimately wasn't, still not, probably never will be happy with the content that was put out. I just felt like content wasn't doing my intention justice. That's fine, whatever. So I thought, do you know what? I'm going to take some time away to work on my music, work on my craft, which will help me better express myself. And I was like, that'll take as long as it needs to take. I don't care. And I now found out it needs to take probably the rest of my life, and I probably still would just be like, yeah, I'm not really ready to put stuff out. I'm not really ready to like use this music or things that I create to interact with the world. Use these expressions to interact with the world. I probably don't have enough time to get to a place where I feel satisfied with that, I guess. But it turned out that it took 4 years to get to the point where I was like, all right, fuck it, I'll put it out. I'll start putting stuff out. And I'll start pointing out the things that I've accrued up until now. And other than showing solidarity with Palestine on my social media stories for all three of y'all, I've completely like stepped away from social media. Great, amazing. You know what I'm saying? The 50 followers, the 3.5 eyes on me was just too much. It's too much pressure. So I stepped away from it, and it was sick. You know what I'm saying? And it is sick because I still haven't like put stuff out. But long story short, I don't need to sit here and give you a documentary. The time has kind of come back for me to like kind of start putting stuff back out on social media and just out to the world, mainly by the vehicle that we know of as social media. And so I'm going to start like posting probably the week coming up. So that's on my mind because like I'm dreading it. And I don't know, that's it. I'm just dreading it. And I think it has to do with the fact that I don't like social media. And I don't think I never will. It feels really, really like I don't, maybe I haven't thought about this long enough, or maybe I just know that I'm being unreasonable. So I'm not going to sit here and like talk about this as if I'm right. I'm really just expressing like my opinion or my thoughts on it. God damn it. Damn.
We can't keep doing it this way. New rule is you can't slow me down. You understand? Put those on. Rule number 1, don't slow me down. Rule number 2, I'm in charge, and you're gonna carry your own weight.
Okay. Bullshit. You could have said something as I was dying instead of just like talking now as if any of that matters or I'm going to take any of that aboard. Anyway, I don't like social media. I think there is it feels like a removal from living. And I also realize like I don't care about any of its metrics, but being present on it or being on it is all geared towards like its metrics. It's like built in like achievements and goals, which is like how many followers you get, how much likes you get, indirectly to how many like streams you get. And yo, I don't care about any of that. I actually don't. Like, I really don't.
Really? Oh, really, dude?
This isn't like a point on social media. It's what it has. It's helped me like realize, because I was like, oh well, what is it that I actually like want through music? And I thought about it, as like, oh, okay, so if I don't care about likes, I don't care about, most people don't care about likes and views and all that kind of thing, especially like a lot of like musicians and things like that, artists and stuff. Let me take a moment. I don't know if this is like anybody else, but like maybe it's this in this setting, my brain just shuts down mid thought. I can't think. And I'm definitely gonna get back to like the whole social media thing, but I do want to say this because like it's like when I'm in, maybe it's trying to like tap into my actual like brain and actual mind and actual like the swirling consciousness that is actually within us, and it's like I can't fully tap into it and pull from that well. And sometimes it's just like an interruption. And then that's just like when my brain crashes, because I refuse to like, in those like lapses where there's that interruption of me drawing from the well of my thoughts and consciousness. And it could be about anything, you know what I'm saying? It could be about Beyblades, whatever. It's like, but when I'm doing that and like there's that lapse or that interruption, that desynchronization, I won't settle for anything other than connecting those synapses again. I just wanted to explain why, like, I crash all the time. I think people actually have an easier definition for that, and it's called stupidity. I have that in abundance, and that's what causes the lapses. Sorry. But I feel like I'm back. With social media, I've realized that like it's kind of highlighted that I don't like my disdain for it has led me to think, wow, why? What is like my frustrations with it? It's because ultimately I'm having to play this game with I'm having to play this game of social media, which is all about things about social media, which is views, likes, attention, streams and numbers and all this stuff, right? And I don't care about any of that. So me thinking, why don't I care about any of that? It made me think about what is it that I do want. If it's not, if I don't give a shit about any of those things, but I feel like I have to interact with social media anyway, what is it that I care about that's going to make me put up with these things that I ultimately don't care about? And I thought about it, so I was like, oh, maybe it's like album sales and like so nowadays streams. It's not. I think if you put me 20 years ago, like who I am right now, 20 years ago, I'd be like, I actually don't give a shit about how many albums I sell. And today I'm like, I actually don't give a shit about how many streams I get, which is interesting because I don't want to brag, but like, I get like, 6 streams a month, sometimes 7. Now, does it drop to 3? Yeah, on a slow week, on a slow month. But I'm telling you, more often than not, it's Spotify. Email me. I'll put a screenshot when I put this out. I swear. Email me. They'll be like, "Yo, I see you got 6 streams. You got 6 listeners. 6 listeners is strong because, you know, somebody might have looped it, but it's like somebody, not me. I get 6 listens a month. So I don't mean to flex. But it's like, even though I do really, 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 really well with streams, I don't care about them. I like sincerely don't. I don't know. As long as people listen to it, I don't know what that number is. Really, seriously, I don't. I don't know if it's 10. I don't know if it's 20. I don't know if it's 100. I don't know if it's 100,000. I don't know if it's 10 million. I don't know. I obviously want people to listen to my music. I want to make stuff and I want to put it out. I want to share it. Ultimately, when you like boil it down, I want to share it with other human beings. But I don't especially care about streams. I can say that. I don't know how that all connects. I hope you appreciate the sentiment of me trying to connect that stuff. What I did find out that like what I want from music, and I think in life in general now, I'm not expecting this to make sense. I hope it does. I want to be in the moment, just in the moment, not around, not before, not after. Just in the moment. I want to be loved and adulated. I don't know if that's the right way of using that word, but I want to be adulated by no less than 100,000 people.
Wow, dude. Wow, dude.
In an instance. And I want
You just blew my mind.
most of my earthly life, my earthly existence, to be dedicated towards that. Well, the reason why I say earthly existence, because I'm not talking about my life on earth. I'm talking about my life on earth for earth. The top priority should be life on earth, not for earth, for the hereafter, for Allah. But the second priority, which is life on earth for earth, my entire existence and effort and energy is geared towards being adulated, because I'm not really sure of what love is, at least in this context. Being adulated by no less than, but more than 100,000 people at once. And everything else is, at least right now in my life, everything else is just a vehicle or a step to get there. But I realized that, yeah, that's ultimately like, what do I want to achieve with music? I think that's what it is. Like, there is obviously other things I want to achieve contained comprehension with music. I think that's what music is to me, as far as my way of expressing it is. Like, I want to have potent contained comprehension, and that's like my goal with that and music. So I just want to make that's to me that's what good music is to have this contained set or spectrum of wavelengths in a contained amount of time, with a contained amount of emotions and frequencies. And I want to express all of those contained things comprehensively. So yeah, I want to make good music. I want people to listen to it, and like we mentioned earlier, like how many? I don't know. I feel like I've said enough, the most that I could have said on that. I don't know how to touch on that more. And I apologize, like, if I haven't said that good enough. I'm also going to apologize a lot about stuff like that, because over so many years I've become so wired to, like I said again, contained comprehension. That to me is like that's my best way of describing my intentions with at least musical expression is right now, and I'm used to achieving that to some extent. But with this medium, and it just being a potpourri of consciousness, I can't help but feel guilty when I feel like I haven't expressed myself comprehensively, opened up with a point, stated it, developed it, and then closed it off. Leaving things open-ended is weird right now. Also, one other thought I was thinking about, like, obviously, like, I've started to, like, see my face a lot on here. I realized that, like, I always, like, there's not a lot of things I like about my own appearance, right? But, like, I always liked my ears. Like, I was always like, my ears are like, I'm good when it comes to ears. Like, they're just contained. They're contained comprehension now. They're just like compact. They're where they're at. They're perfectly placed around, on the head, and like they don't flap out nothing. They're not intrusive. They don't take up bare space. Like, they're just chilling, right? I always thought I was good when it came to ears, but I noticed recently, like, like doing these and binning a bunch of these episodes and shit, is like they go bend right at the top. Right at the top, they just go like this. They go. Yeah, actually, kind of really. I just never knew it about myself, and it was a real shock to the system when I saw him, and I was like, motherfucker, how? Since when? And how have I never noticed that? So yeah, that was another big thought that I had recently. And this is what I mean by, like, how, like, in touch and, like, how alive I feel now when I look at my ears and I'll be like, Where did they come from? How have they been doing that the whole time? But if you look close, that is that. But another thought in that vein, though, I did want to say, which is like, I like the idea of, but it's not a podcast being, there's not too much like curation with this. I'm prep. I just turn up and I say things and I look how I look in that moment, and it's like, that's because that's how I look sometimes. That's how I sound sometimes. That's how I don't make sense sometimes. It's me. Whether it's for 3 milliseconds or 3 hours, that's me. That's me. Then that is just me. And there's something really nice about, like, just that. Uncompromising truth, and just uncompromising, just like, that's just what I am right now. This is just what I am right now, in every way you can think of. That's me, for better or worse. You do like it, you don't like it. That's just what it is. I don't know how, like, well I've put that, so I hope I will. But that's it. That's all I got. Those are some of the thoughts I've got today, man. Shia, how do you feel about how this went? You didn't say much, rude at times, but, like, how do you feel about Wagwan?
I see Brad Pitt in the mirror and I'm thinking, like, how do I motivate my boy? Hey, what's rule number one? What's rule number one? No, not party. No, it's not party. Don't
party.
slow me down. That's rule number one. Let's go. Come on.
All right, but we're done though. You know that, bro.
I see Brad Pitt in the mirror and I'm thinking like, how do I motivate my boys? You know, how do we make this more? How do we get further?
I don't know what to make of that. Both of those things aren't connected. I am just going to say that. But I appreciate your input anyway. I think you need to work on, you know, I've been speaking about consciousness. I think you need to work a bit more and being put together, and maybe you can stick around. But for now, you are a guest star. But that's everything, man. Thank you for tuning in, I guess.
Hey, thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here.
But it's not a podcast. Guest starring Shia Lebouf. Peace. I'm out.
I know I'm blessed today. I know I got work to do, and I know that it's all gonna be okay in the end. And if it's not okay, it's not the end.
You are fucking Spider-Man, motherfucker.